So I now have two offices, one based in East Dulwich in southeast London, the other in Bromley, which is its own borough in kind of London. So they neighbour each other, so we cover most SE postcodes. We have another office that is not owned by myself in Lewisham, which is kind of nearby, so between the three offices there isn't an SE postcode that isn't covered anymore. This is a great area. It's a very economically strong area, which is continuing to go from strength to strength. Famously, less desirable neighborhoods in the past are now extremely popular and trendy. Peckham used to be a no-go zone, and now it's a queue of young suits hanging out in bars and things. So it's all changing, and for me, it's changing for the better. There's lots of investment in the area, and the whole area is a good investment area. The primary reason I got into this industry was I was a landlord myself, and although there were some good aspects to it, I was struggling to get a good service from any of the agents that I dealt with. Occasionally it went well, often it went bad, and when it goes bad, it goes extremely badly. I felt that with that perspective and that background, I'd be able to keep a better view of what are we trying to deliver. I've met many agents that are used to the agent side of things, of right, get a property on, find a tenant, match it up, and then move on. Well, if you made a mistake, that's okay, we'll get another tenant next time. But in the meantime, the landlord suffers a lot of pain, a lot of emotional pain. These are not millionaire conglomerates. They're people with their life savings in one business that they might not know much about, and they're turning to professionals as lettings agents to help them. Many landlords are moving to guaranteed rent, even if they are ex-professionals, because they find that the new legislation is giving them too many hassles. They're getting caught out left, right, and center with things they didn't know about, whether they don't know how to do deposit disputes correctly, or inventories correctly, or licensing, which is coming in all over the place. And we can help them with that. With our guaranteed rent scheme, we take a lot of that worry away from them. They just get their money, they can get on with their life, whether it's now retirement because they've done it for long enough, or they have normal jobs and this is just a flat or a house they moved out of and they wanted to keep it as a backup. And they've got 9-to-5 jobs, or London more like 8-to-8 jobs, and they don't have time to deal with it. And the guaranteed rent makes sure they get paid, makes sure it's professionally managed and looked after, and that's very appealing to a lot of our landlords. London is an economic powerhouse on the global stage, and we are not far from it. We have lots of people that work in the city and then work for industries that are based near the city and feed off of it. During all of the economic turmoil of the last 20 years that I have been around the area, we've had our quiet time, but we've not really had any crashes. We've not had anything go down. If anything, the worst ever happens is it just goes quiet for a year or two. In any economic condition, and generally you have growth, and it's always pretty steady. Occasionally we have outstanding growth, as you would hope for. I don't see this changing anytime soon with anything in the markets affecting it. As a Northwood franchisee, I would recommend landlords come to a Northwood office looking for guaranteed rent. There are other agencies now copying what we offer, or trying to copy. It's very easy to suggest it and to offer it. It's a different thing to deliver. And like anything else, you need to think about who are you handing the keys to and who are you expecting to pay you every month. Does the company you're dealing with have the financial strength, the integrity, and the longevity to show that they actually can survive things when economic and political turmoil comes through? Will that company be able to survive and still pay the rent and survive whatever's happening? Are they ready for it, and are you still going to get paid? Many of these guaranteed rent contracts is very hard to get out of from the landlord's point of view in any way, shape, or form, because they're not regulated by the Housing Act. And I have had landlords contact us that had gone to other agencies and have really struggled to get their property back and get any money out of it. So when looking at a guaranteed rent scheme, look at the company you're dealing with. Are they strong enough to fulfill the promises they are making?